Did you guys look into that tap that I was telling you about? The Lukar?
I did.
Lukr? Because
Yeah.
beer in Europe tastes better? Different?
So even in your the Stockholm one, there was somebody pouring a CO2 beer from a nitro tap.
Yeah, I didn't get that either. So when I first got there, I clearly could tell that the beer was creamier and I wasn't burping. It wasn't straight CO2. And my first notion was that they use a different mixture. Like what's nitro or what's beer gas mixture? 70%?
The beer gas is 75% nitrogen, 25% CO2.
So I thought it was more of a 50-50. I was like, why is everything so creamy? Especially in Prague. And I could have sworn it was the beer gas. You wouldn't think it would be the faucet. And then I came home and I was, what's up?
So from what I've learned is the finer CO2 bubbles you have, the less likely you're to burp or feel bloated and stuff like that.
Well,
and so somehow some of my beers have super, super tiny CO2 and it's gives it almost like a creaminess to it. And some of my beers don't, and I don't know if it's because of the beer itself or how much I've carbonated it or whatever, but
you don't want to be burping, especially girls trying to get girls into beer, hanging out with a girl. And she doesn't want to be burping. She doesn't want to be belching after every sip. It's smoother, it's creamier, and I'm pretty sure it is the faucet. I mean, it's a $400 faucet.
Yeah, I saw that. And then they made $90 versions of it, but they were on some sketchy websites though, so I didn't click on it.
Sideport.
Wish.com kind of thing.
The Sideport
AliExpress or something.
Sideport, J.R. Joe.
And so I was just looking. So I was looking all right, let me Google just side pour tap.
But how does that work? How does that work? Because our taps are just on or off, and the side pour has more control.
It has, because
a milk pour.
I think it has a bigger valve that you can control the size of the flow, I guess.
I'm not exactly completely sure, but Genius would definitely know. But it has something to do with the fact that you also wait in between, you let the head rise, you stop.
Yeah.
Like you said in your video, it takes fucking minutes to get your one beer.
Ice cream.
Because they'll slowly build that head and give it to you it's leaping out of the glass. But so that's part of it for sure. What or how that's achieved by the side pour, I'm not really sure.
But you were saying, what's the brewery you've referenced? Schilling? They have one, and I found out Schilling. And there's one down the street across the Tennessee River called Alliance. And I want to go check it out now.
Yeah.
I went from thinking it was a different ratio from nitrogen to CO2. Now I think it's all in the faucet. Maybe
I think it might just be in the faucet because when he was pouring pouring the beer from the nitro tap, it didn't look at all there was any you didn't see the cascading in it at all.
Start from the bottom. I know. Yeah.
I think because if you open up those nitro taps, right? There's a little plate with smaller holes in it to kind of break it out. So I think that's what's causing that diffuser's causing the CO2 to be a bit finer and whatnot in the beer.
This could be a new trend in America because when you think of nitro beer, they're not the beers that they put nitro on aren't popular beers. They're the malty ones. They're the stouts. They're the
stouts,
the dark
porters. Sam Adams did a beer like that. Did a couple beers like that a few 5 or so years ago. They did They did an IPA on nitro. They did a pilsner on nitro, and they did a nitro stout, I believe, or porter or something. And they were really good. It was very it was different, and I didn't appreciate beer as much as I do now. But an IPA as well.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If we
females around here are big on nitro. Maybe I don't get it personally.
Maybe the next beer style, maybe the next popular trend in beer isn't a style. It's just the gas.